I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And we are Midwest Mics coming back at you live from the UClick TV studios right here inside the Hy-Vee Arena, legendary Kemper Arena here in Kansas City. You can go to uclicktv.com and check out our show each week as well as the other great content on UClick TV. Jim is up there behind the scenes making us look and sound good today, making sure the show runs smooth. Welcome in a co-host today, Stefan Gritty Gradine. He co-hosts the Hat Trick over on KUAW. Austin and I have made a couple guest appearances over there, so returned the favor and had Gritty come on over here today.
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's good to be here, just like whenever you guys come join the show as well. So pretty excited for the show, see how this goes.
Yeah, it'll be fun. You know, you're a pretty knowledgeable sports guy. You know, another former player of mine back from my early coaching career, and so it's always exciting to get together with you and hear your hot takes on sports.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm 25, so don't age yourself there, Gary.
Yeah, no.
No, yeah.
Ouch. That was just a couple years ago.
It seems like it, doesn't it?
Just two. Yeah, it was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah,
man. Yeah, just two.
That's
just
right.
Two.
Yeah. And then we're also going to welcome in another former player from the Shawnee Mission East Lancers, Jake Randa. He was drafted in the 13th round by the Washington Nationals last year's MLB draft. Won a state championship in baseball in high school at Shawnee Mission East. Was a multi-sport athlete, played football as well. Played at Northwest Florida State College. Had a huge spring last year, batting average of .412, had 13 home runs and 52 RBIs over 50 games last year. And like I said, was drafted by the Nationals in the 13th round last year. So, Jake, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me on, guys. You guys hear me?
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
There we go. Yeah, thank you for having me on, guys.
Yeah. So let's start with, growing up in Kansas City. Your dad was a Kansas City Royal, played here for a number of years on, we've talked about it before. Those were not some of our best Royals teams that he was to be a part of. But how was it growing up kind of and seeing the inside of the Royals organization?
It was a little weird at first. I mean, I was a little kid, but I didn't really understand the inside of it. But I got to go to the games and everything, spring training. And, everybody works as hard as everybody. And it's just crazy how the outcomes of everybody's seasons are so different. It was a struggle to go out there every day and most of the time watch them lose. What kind of made 2014 and 2015 very fun to watch, because you go through all that struggle and then you see the success in 2014, 2015. It just really brought the city together. Really cool.
We're going to some of those games, those Royals games there in the late 90s and early 2000s when we were in high school. And, it was always fun to go out to the ballpark, but, definitely the product on the field has gotten better, over in more recent years.
Oh, absolutely. You got guys like Raul Mondesi, Whit Merrifield, and Alex Gordon's been there for a while, really anchoring it down. But it's cool to see the next generation of guys come in.
I'll tell you what. One thing that was really nice about those years is that you could go to every single home game and you probably would spend maybe $150.
Yeah,
totally go out there.
Yeah.
And it's crazy too.
Last ever been was in 2002. Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy too when I think about that, going out to, because I had friends that went to, I didn't go to every single home game, but I did have friends that went to every single home game, and what it almost did was get them even though they were losing, the stadium's awesome, the atmosphere's awesome. It almost gets you to the point where you kind of fall in love with the team. So shoot, when they turn it around in 14 and 15, you're like, I've been on board. And so, it's kind of like with this Chiefs a little bit where we were going through with like Matt Castle and stuff like that. All right.
Okay.
So that's Jim's department.
Yeah.
No, well, basically the gist of kind of what I was saying was some of those lean years where you're not doing too well, and you still got fans coming out. Those are the kind of years where you kind of fall in love with just the atmosphere and the team, and even though they're not doing too well, that makes 2014, 2015 the payoff just immense, just crazy. So,
Absolutely.
and you get to walk into a team that's has done pretty well lately. How did you do that? How did you end up getting drafted by the Nationals? What is going on there? Drafted to the champs.
I'm not gonna lie. Going through this year junior college, the Nationals weren't like the hottest team on me, and then as day 1 and day 2 of the draft kind of went through, I was kind of more leaning towards going to school at Mississippi State, and I got a call from Alan Marr, the regional scout in my area, and he's like, "Do you want to play for the Nats?" And I'm like, "Absolutely, let's get this thing going." And that kind of took off from there, and then they just so happened to win the World Series this year, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's always good to come into the team that's on top, right?
Absolutely. I mean, we're not really doing any of the spring training stuff right now, but walking into the complex every day and seeing that World Series champion sign really kind of motivates you in a weird way.
Yeah.
The funny thing about that team is they had been good for a while with Bryce, and then Bryce moves on, and then they end up winning the championship. That's kind of a little crazy there. But the thing is, the Nationals had a winning culture for a while. Like they were been pretty good for years, and then all of a sudden they just took a big step forward and did that. So, question for you: are you where are you at right now? Are you going to be doing spring training with the guys, or how does that work out with you?
There's really a small group of us, about 7 of us right now, guys that just got drafted last year that are down here working out at the facility. I mean, how can you complain about this out there? I mean, it's not that bad, but we get our workouts done pretty early. Like I was done 11 o'clock our time today, so been chilling the rest of the day.
Nice. So let's go back and talk a little bit about your high school career. You know, you played with Joey Wentz, a couple other guys who, you know, have gotten some looks, played some big-time college ball and getting some looks in the pros. You know, you guys won a state championship your junior year. Just talk a little bit about, you know, once you saw that team had a chance to be special.
Going to my sophomore year, we had a feeling that our class was going to be pretty special when it came to the baseball side. But really having Joey and Max Sanborn, I had him my sophomore year. I mean, a lot of those guys from the team my sophomore year returned for my junior year. That junior year was really something special. I mean, Joey holding it down as the number 1. We had Henry Miller, Zebulon Vermillion, Luke Anderson, Trevor Thompson, who is now at Colgate playing football. So it's just a lot of athletes out there. I mean, we got in that junior year, and we expected to win the whole thing. I mean, if we didn't win the whole thing, that was going to be a bust. I think that's kind of the motto the whole year was like, we're not stopping. We're going to get through this whole thing and be on top. And that team was just absolutely something special. I mean, that was a game. You go out there every single game and you know you have a chance to win. That's when you really know you're going to be special.
Yeah, especially in baseball where, you know, you do play. I think you played 20 games in high school baseball here, but, I mean, there's a lot more games. So it's really tough to know that, you know, every day going out there you got a chance. And, I mean, that team with all those athletes, including yourself, you know, you guys really did every day have a chance to just go out there and kind of pound somebody.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was that whole league that year was pretty good, which was the crazy part. Like, we were like, okay, there's really can't be a team that's better than us. But, I mean, all the Blue Valley schools were pretty good. We crossed and played in Lawrence, and we played a couple Missouri teams, good games. So, I mean, that year in baseball, my junior year, was a really strong baseball year in the state of Kansas, which made the state run even better. I mean, that Lawrence Free State game, the championship game, I mean, we ended up winning on a walk-off error by the second baseman, I think. But it was just a battle the whole game.
So now that you're in Florida, you're obviously living paradise type of life than what we are right now. We walk outside and it's a little cold here. But what do you attest the growth of baseball talent in Kansas City to? I mean, over the last 5, 6, 7 years, so a handful of years, you're starting to see a boom of talent in Kansas City, whereas Kansas City's always been kind of overseen when it comes to baseball talent. What do you attest that to?
I really attest to some of the programs they got out there. I mean, we got, I forget the name, Matt Hinckley, a lot of those guys. They're really trying to bring that next generation of players up there. I've never worked out there personally, but I worked out with a guy named David Justice at AYC. It's off about, I think, State Line and 65th, maybe. I'm not sure. But that's who me and Joey went to most of the time. But there's other academies like Billion Champions, Macinsides. They're really striving to make sure that this level of baseball just keeps going through Kansas City.
I was going to give a shout out to Macinsides. My wife used to work there like back in the day. Oh, you said David Justice? Like is it? Are you talking about the David Justice, or is that a different guy?
If it's David Justice from AYC, then it might be but I'm not sure.
I was going to say that's the Yankee. He played for the Royals one year, and then the Yankees. Am I thinking about the same guy? A's, Yankees, Royals, David Justice, right?
Yeah, I mean,
You're thinking of the same guy.
Yeah,
is it?
Same guy.
Yeah,
Same guy.
That's awesome.
It's not that guy.
Oh, okay.
But
never
yes,
mind.
you're thinking of the right guy.
Oh, okay, good deal. And one thing we want to give a shout out to is a friend of the show, old Coach. How was
Coach Gordon?
Coach Gordon. How much did Coach Gordon contribute to? You got pump. He's a friend of the show, so pump him up a little bit here, okay? Thank you.
So Will has always been one of my biggest mentors, and he knows that. He actually got the job at East the year after I left, but he used to coach my summer teams growing up through middle school, 2 years of high school, I believe. But he's he's basically family to me. I mean, I give a lot of credit to that guy. It's mostly on the mental side too. It's not really even on the baseball side. Just kind of teaching me how to be mentally strong, and it's something that I even still use today. Which is, I mean, I can't thank him enough. So if you're ever looking for somebody to help you with baseball, find Will Gordon, because he's the absolute.
I was going to say, when we had him on the show, just having our conversation we had with him, you could tell as far as baseball smarts go, and as far as just athletics in general, the dude is like top notch. And so I just wanted to throw him out there because we really like that dude, man. He's a good guy and a good coach.
Yeah, I tried to get him
and a great
to come
father
in.
to his two youngins too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to get him to come in today, but they have workouts right after school, so the timing didn't quite.
Oh, they're getting ready to go.
Yeah, he. I really like. I like working with Will a lot. Getting to work with him day in and day out. Just the more I've got to know him over the last few years. You're right. He takes that aspect of the mental part of the game and just that preparation so serious and getting guys ready to be able to go out there. Because, I think the hardest thing to do in all of sports is hit a baseball. And, the hardest single act.
Absolutely.
And so the mental aspect of that he helps you guys with is just incredible.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you give me a bat and you throw 100 fastballs at me, I'm going goose egg on there. I'm goose egg.
Yeah.
It's harder than it looks, people.
Oh yeah.
Oh, definitely.
When you're good at something, it makes it look real easy.
Yeah.
But it is, without a doubt. I mean, Jake, I coach baseball here in Kansas City at YBC, and man, dude, just some of the things that you see going through, some of the athletes that come through, they make it look so easy, and you're teaching them. I played the game, Jake's played the game, many other coaches have played the game, but man, sometimes somebody gets in the cage and it's like, just hit it, and it's like the hardest thing ever. It's like us trying to go practice neuroscience or something like that,
Yeah. So, Jake, last year at Northwest Florida, was it a wood bat college league?
Oh, we lost him.
Oh, we lost audio. Lost your audio. Hold on.